Hey guys, today we are going to discover some exponent rules, but before we get started, I wanted to introduce you to this lady here, and I don't know what her name is, but I can tell that she's playing a really weird instrument. It is called an accordion. An accordion is an instrument that when you open and close, it generates air that would then make sound based off of what note you are hitting on the keyboard and also these weird little buttons over here. Do I know how to play the accordion? No. Do I wish I did? Yeah, because it sounds super cool. Don't worry, you're going to get a chance to hear it in a second. But what I want you to think about is this idea of this accordion opening and closing, and opening and closing, and opening and closing. Before we think about that accordion again, I want us to compare these two vocabulary words at the top of the screen. The word coefficient is something that we have spent a lot of time thinking about, but maybe you've never thought of it in this way. I know for sure that you guys know this is a coefficient because it's a number out in front of the variable, and it's big. It's like a big number in the front. Now, this, when we read it as either 4a, but if we insert an operation in there, we would say it's 4 times a. But didn't you know when you were growing up and you were learning about multiplication that multiplication is actually just repeated addition? So what this is saying is I'm going to write a 4 times and I'm going to add them together. A plus A plus A plus A. Now, that's old news, okay? The new news is where this 4 is. This is in a different location compared to the 4 for the coefficient. This number right here is called an exponent. An exponent is a little baby number in the top right corner of a variable, or it could even be a number that's down here. This number here, or variable, is called a base. So the base is this number here, and this is our exponent. And what an exponent shows is not what a coefficient shows. A coefficient shows repeated addition. But an exponent shows repeated multiplication. I'm just going to put multiply and put a little period there because I will not be able to fit the word multiplication there. So a to the 4th actually will open or expand to this, a times a times a times a. So the base repeats however many times the exponent says to repeat it. And this process is called exponentiation. Now, let's make sure you understand how an exponent works before we can get started on the operations using exponents. And here, if I were to think about that accordion and open it up, then this x to the 6 would actually show 6 x's being multiplied together, like this. There you have it. X to the 6th, here's my base. It's repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times as the exponent tells us to. Boop. And here we go with y to the 10th. Well, this base of y is going to be repeated 10 times. And we show repeated multiplication, not addition for an exponent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I can also do a number like 3 to the 4th. Well, the base is a 3 and the exponent is a 4. So I would write this base of 3 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is what we know exponents as being. We've done these before where you take a number and you raise it to a power. This can actually be simplified. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 because we know how to multiply 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. Then times this next 3 is 27. Then times this 3 is 81. So we can simplify this further. Unfortunately, if we don't know the value of y, we can't actually simplify it any further. So this idea of taking a base, which is the number that I've underlined in both of these expressions, and then expanding it out is going to help us discover some things about exponents. Let's see one more example. B to the 23rd. No, that's a lot of b's. I'm not writing out 23 b's.